Hi everyone. So I have a, I'm trying not to say so and I can't even get 3 words out without saying so. I have a quick haul for you today. This is, I think, the past few weeks or so I've made some small purchases. I got a box from Influenster, which is free. All you really need to do to be able to qualify for Influencer is use social media in some form or fashion, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. And not like I have a huge audience or anything, and I still get boxes occasionally. So anyway, let's just get to the products. So now I'm gonna say so like every 3 words. I'll just do there were a couple kind of beauty items that were mentionable, I thought, from the Influencer box. It was the Sunshine box, I think. When I got it, I put a picture of it on Instagram. So 2 beauty items. I don't think it came with any other beauty items. These are the only ones that really popped out at me when I was gathering stuff for this video. One is this Continuous Spray Vaseline Intensive Care Spray Moisturizer Aloe Soothe. So I've been interested in the spray moisturizers because I'm just so lazy about moisturizer. I hate putting it on, and as I get older, my body skin gets drier and I need it, but it's too much work for me to put on lotion after a shower. So I thought maybe this would make it a little bit easier. As with most things, when it's new, I've used it like 3 or 4 times in a row, and now I've got 2 days without using it because getting into bed and reading is a lot easier than putting on lotion and getting into bed and reading. I mean, it's an extra step. So I do appreciate that this smell is not something that makes me queasy, because with the pregnancy things, even though I'm not having morning sickness per se, a lot of scents still really put me off. And this one, if I use like a lot of my arms and legs and then have them like right up next to my face while I'm reading or something like that in the evening, it does start to bother me. But as long as I don't have like both arms that have been lotioned up with it, it's not too strong. So I'd say the scent is pretty mild. It does rub in pretty easily, though honestly it's not that much faster than just a thinner lotion, so whatever. Sinful Colors, I'm glad I got it for free, essentially, to try. Sinful Colors, and this is in Beverly Hills. I'm thinking about putting this either on my fingers or my toes. I have Ilamasca's Jomina, which is also it's a darker, bright purple, and this is more in the lavender, kind of pinky purple family, lavender lilac, which is a color I really like, so I might put this on my fingers. I had this color on there just here recently, and I just took it off, and I had a really good experience with this, so we'll see how that goes. See if it was if it was that polish or the top coat. So those are the only 2 things that I pulled from that Influencer box, because like I said, oh, there was also some wipes, but they have witch hazel in them, and it's a lot of alcohol, and it's irritating to my face. So from Target, I picked up this nail polish. It's kind of a funky color. It's Sally Hansen Hard as Nails Extreme Wear in Groovy. I believe this was part of it was a limited edition spring collection, maybe spring or summer. And it was on clearance, so it was not hugely on clearance. It was $1.74 versus $2.49. So this reminded me of Wet n Wild's 2% Milk, which I also have. I think I still have it, which wore really nicely on me, but it was kind of a weird color. It was a little too yellowy, and with my pale skin that has kind of yellow undertones, it was just a little odd. This I feel like is a little bit more grayish, so it's a really surprisingly nice nude for my skin tone. So if you're very fair, it might be worth checking this out. It may or may not agree with your skin tone. With these kind of shades, you never know. But I do have a picture of it from Instagram, and like in the morning when I had like no blood flowing to my hands and they didn't have this pink in them, I felt like it was very kind of mannequin hands nude-ish. But I do appreciate that it was more on the gray side of a beige nude, which kept it from that kind of yellow, woogy, buttery, creamy, curdled look. Yeah, this is just such a weird grab bag of stuff. It's like one thing here, two things there kind of thing. So I placed an order with Sephora because this lipstick. So Temptalia did a review of this lipstick and it was limited edition, and I was scared and I felt like I couldn't wait to buy it because it's limited edition. So who knows the demand and how long it's going to be around and whatnot. So it's the Bite Beauty cream lipstick in Opal. And if you've followed me for any amount of time, you know I'm kind of wackadoo about duochromes. So what it is a very sheer lipstick that just adds kind of a purpley sheen. Let's see, where did I put it here? I don't know if that's going to come across. Maybe a little bit. It's hard to get the right angle. So all it is shimmer and like a clear base. And so I have it on top of a Maybelline Creamy Matte. It's the Daringly Nude, which is just kind of a pink nude. And so it adds kind of a purpley blue shimmer. When I wear this alone, it makes my lips look, I don't have much pigmentation in my lips to begin with, and it really enhances kind of the cooler tones and makes them look a little bit corpsey, but in a shimmery purple way. And if I add this over a cooler toned lipstick, then it's like very, very cool toned. So I feel like this works best for me over something warm, and that will take it more to like a neutral to cool place, or it will just add kind of an interesting touch to an already very warm lipstick. So it's a lot of fun, but it was way more than I ever spend on lipsticks ever. And it kind of pains me that I did it. But Temptalia had a bunch of dupes, but they were all limited edition. So I felt like there's just nothing else out there like that. So while I was there, I was browsing the sale section online. And this colorful eyeliner was $5, and it's waterproof. It's a liquid liner. It was described as a reddish brown shimmer, and you know, again, the reddish brown thing, just crazy for it. So I have worn this, I think, once or twice. This is really pretty. So it is shimmery, and it's kind of like a darker copper. It's very pretty. The only thing, taking it off, so it's the type of eyeliner, liquid eyeliner, that will peel off as opposed to run. So water gets on it and it doesn't move, but it will just like peel off. I did not have issues with it peeling off during the day, which I have had problems with some liquid liner doing that to me. But taking it off was actually a little tricky because it didn't come off as easily as some other kind of peely type liquid liners I've used have done. So what happened was I was getting like little chunks of the liquid liner like tangled up in my eyelashes. So I got most of it off. I think I got it all off the lid, but there were some pieces that had latched onto my eyelashes. So that was a little tricky. I don't know if that's why it's on sale, but $5, really pretty, very unique to my collection. So the only other thing I got from Sephora was a 100-point reward, and this is a Longwear cream shadow stick from Bobbi Brown, and the color is in shadow, so it's a matte gray, and that is what I have on my lids today. So I did the cream shadow kind of not all the way up to my crease and not all the way over, but maybe to here up about midway, and then just took a MAC 217 type brush and kind of blended it out and brought it over, and then I also put it underneath my lower lash line, and here's what it looks like kind of in full intensity. It's very opaque, very creamy. It glides on in a similar way to the Laura Mercier Caviar eye sticks, which the issues I have with that is those tend to crease if they get up into my crease. I don't know for this one, since I did try to keep it. I did bring a little bit of it up into the crease, but not much. I'm not sure if it's going to crease yet. And I did put a little bit of a shimmery shadow, I think Chrome from the Lorac Pro 2. I put a little bit of that on the lids, and then I put Nectar in the crease because since it's very cool toned, I felt that I needed a little bit of warmth just because otherwise it can look a little dirty almost. So you can see I just blended that now, so you have a good amount of time to work with it. And as most things, when you blend it out a little bit, I feel like it looks a little bit warmer, but that might just be because of the kind of warm undertones of my skin coming through. But so far I really like this, and I would definitely recommend checking it out if you have that point perk available and you're going to be in Sephora or making an order anytime soon. So quite pleased with all the things I got from Sephora. Kind of a random thing that I got, I think the code is still available. So HSN, the home shopping network, every once in a while they'll do a $20 off $40 purchase. I have gotten the Lorac Pro 2 palette. That's how I got that palette shipped for $22 with a full-size mascara, which is awesome. So this time when it came around, I was kind of browsing. The way I find out about these is from Nouveau Cheap. I've mentioned her a bunch before. Following her on Instagram and her blog, it's awesome. You get a lot of information about drugstore deals and high-end deals that maybe are a little bit more outside of the deals most people are talking about. She does like weekly sales roundups of the drugstores and stuff. It's really neat. So I would definitely recommend checking her out. Anyway, so I was looking at the stuff that was available because HSN has kind of a weird selection of beauty items. It's not a huge amount. So when this came out and when the original came out, this is the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar Palette. I really didn't have much interest in either one. I thought the original one maybe would be more along the lines of the type of palette I would like to use. But the more I looked at this one, I looked at Temptalia's swatches, of course, and I noticed that it just had a lot of kind of warm shades that I didn't really have a lot of. It has really nice kind of crease transition type colors for my skin tone. This one, that more pinky one here, and that really warm brown. The highlight is actually, the matte highlight is actually a pretty good color for me. It's quite light. It's not as pigmented as my favorite highlight shade, which is the Pure Minerals Soul Mattes. The lightest color in that one is really good. I already have a pretty big dip in that one from using it. Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to see. But this is very similar to my skin tone, a little bit lighter than it. So it's nice to be able to just have a highlight that I want to use at my brow bone and inner corner just in the palette as opposed to having to pull something out. So I really appreciate that. It has more darker tones than I would normally go for, but I also like the blue. I know the pigmentation's not fabulous on it. And I've surprisingly used this kind of pink sugar, the pink sugar shade, which is quite sheer and mainly just shimmer. I've been wearing that kind of as a topper on top of other things and have liked it. I think Temptalia said that she had a lot of fallout with it, and I haven't noticed it to be much worse than other shades that are like that have kind of that micro glitter. I like it better though than all of it's more fine than like the Urban Decay micro glitter shades, which I can't stand, and I feel like those are a lot more noticeable if they fall down. They're bigger chunks and whatnot. So yeah, so far I'm really pleased with this. And it's funny, when I opened it and the smell, you know, since I'm a little bit more sensitive to smells right now, I have a very strong sense of smell when I'm not pregnant, so yeah. When I opened it, it immediately made me think of the chocolate medallions, those gold foil wrapped medallions that come around Christmas. To me, that's the chocolate it smells like. So like really sweet, cheap chocolate. All right, so Ulta, yes. when I have my hair down, you can't see how much like gray is coming in, but when I have it back, because I haven't dyed it since I got pregnant. I know that in general it's okay, but I've had this extreme laziness issue since I got pregnant. It's like, I'm just doing the bare minimum to get by lately. So I placed an order with Ulta. Why was it? Oh, because they had the 40% off Physicians Formula, NYX, and some other brands. And this time, I actually had some NYX things that I was interested in. Because I feel like whenever that comes around, it's like I so want to buy some NYX stuff, but then I can't figure out anything I actually want. So the kind of random stuff I got was 2 lip pencils. One of them I've worn quite a few times. It's beige, and it's in the pencil type, the type you have to sharpen as opposed to mechanical. And I feel like it's really hard to buy the lip, maybe it's just all Ulta color stuff, without getting swatches first, because if you're not actually in the store, because the names are always very misleading, but the colors that they show are just so not related to reality. So this one is beige. I feel like it's looking more warm toned here in the viewfinder. It's shimmery. I don't think I realized it was shimmery, but I like it. It's just on the edge of being too frosty, but it's not. It's just riding that edge. So I have worn this and liked it quite a few times, and I'll try to include a link to the to one of my Instagram pictures. Another pencil I haven't gotten yet, or haven't swatched yet, which I would like to do, is also the same type of lip liner, and it's in Currant. I wanted something that I could use for my like really dark purples and that kind of thing, like that MAC smoked purple, which I don't know if I ever actually mentioned in a haul. That could really use a lip liner, just to make it easier to put on, so I could put that around the edges and then kind of fill in and go over it a little bit without having to worry too much. And since this is a little bit warmer but a similar kind of plum shade, I think that might work pretty well for it. The formula on this I feel like is okay. It's not, I didn't find it to be super like long wearing or long lasting. It's not really sticky like some lip liners that hang on really well are. I also got 2 of the Physicians Formula Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner Plus Serum. I've had this one in black before, so I got one in deep brown because I don't have any, I have one liquid liner. It's the Fabuliner from Jordana, this is the brush style applicator as opposed to the marker felt tip pen. And the Jordana one I have is a little bit thicker and it's very rigid, and I feel like this is just easier to use. So it's a very dark, cool brown. And I also got the Ultra Black, which I haven't opened yet because I'm waiting to be finished with the Lorac Front of the Line Pro liquid liner. So the other NYX things I got were this NYX Tame and Frame, what do they call it? Tinted Brow Pomade. So the texture of this, you might be able to see based on the amount of divots I have in there. So this one is in Brunette. It is warmer. It's not super cool ashy toned. It looks like it is based on the cap, but actually on my eyes I feel it's a little bit more warm than my natural brow color, which is a very, very like ashy blonde. But since my hair color for the most part, except for the stuff at the roots, is very warm, I feel like it kind of goes well. My hair is like excessively flat today. It's not as goopy as I recall the Anastasia dip brow being, which I returned because it was really hard to use. But I feel like this is somewhat similar, and I feel that I'm just better at understanding how I need to apply this. So I use an extremely, extremely thin angled brush. So something with a really, really just no thickness, as thin as you could get, and then kind of stamp it in, and it really can give you a little bit more of a brow hair look. But even with that, it's quite tricky. So then if I get too much, you know, I need to kind of blend it out with a spoolie and whatnot. It does say Tame and Frame. Tame, I guess. I think it does indicate that there's some hold in it, and I do feel like it does hold a little bit if I do put enough actually on the brow hair to, since I haven't dyed them in a long time, it's kind of tinting the brow hair a little bit. Of course, I'm not wearing it in my brows today because I had no plans to make this video. But so far I like it, but I do feel like it takes quite a long time to put on. And last NYX thing I got was this Control Freak eyebrow gel. So I have used the e.l.f. clear brow gel the most in the past, but I figured I would try something new, and I think Emily Noel 83 perhaps liked this one. I feel like you get a lot. And the hold on it isn't the best, I would say. It's not as good as something like the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, which is, from what I've used, it holds the best. And this does okay. I just have to really be careful not to bump my brows like with my hands or a brush, because that will kind of kill the hold that's in there. And what I want it mainly for is these outer brow hairs. I keep them long and they tend to just kind of droop. So I just want to keep them going along with my brow shape. So it's okay. I'll have to use it more to figure out if I'd buy it again. And I think the last thing I got was a hair thing. It's this Living Proof Frizz Freedom. It's like a deluxe sample set, maybe travel size. I don't know what they consider this. And so the reason I did this, I like the smell of Living Proof's hair care. I had gotten a mask, I think. Yeah, it must have been a mask. It was some like summer essential set or something from Sephora, and I had shown that in my empties, and I really enjoyed the way it smelled. So one of my subscribers gave me a good tip about dealing with the options for washing your hair at night, basically with curly hair. Now my hair is more wavy than curly, and this is what happens when I sleep on it when it's wet. It gets very flattened on the sides, and then the back will be wavier. So what I can do is just get out my curling iron or my flat iron and add some waves in. And that, since I'm only washing my hair like every 3 to 4 days, because apparently pregnancy means that my scalp stops making oil or something, it's freakish. Normally what I had been back to was every other day, but it's just not been oily. So anyway, so if I do that, if I add heated curls in, they actually stay as waves until I wash it out, more or less, which is crazy because normally my hair really doesn't hold a curl very well. But maybe it's because I've been like using really high heat. Yeah, so it's actually been staying. But the other option that my subscriber was talking about was having like a refresher spray to kind of give a little bit of that curl back after sleeping on it. And she said that she used the Devacurl, I think, spray. But when I went and looked at I was thinking about just buying that, but when I looked, I think it said it had a scent that had lavender in it. And right now I'm so super duper sensitive to scents that I couldn't take the risk that it was gonna be a smell that I didn't like. So she also mentioned how you could kind of DIY it with water and a conditioner in a spray bottle. So I thought I would try that. I haven't done it yet. But, so anyway, this set came with, it was on sale for $10 as opposed to $12. And oh, I was going to mention with that Sephora order, so I didn't have a coupon or anything when I bought it, but I did get, what was it? 8% cash back. So it was a good time to order for cashback reasons. So yeah. So this I didn't have a discount on, but the free shipping was at $35, and I got 5 times points it was some platinum perk for that purchase, and there was like maybe 6% cash back. So I did get a little bit of a discount on this. So it comes with a shampoo and conditioner of their like no frizz line, as well as the nourishing styling cream. So I'm curious to try this, but you have to use it on damp hair. So, and obviously I sleep on my hair wet. So anyway, I feel like I have been talking forever. Hopefully this wasn't super, super long. I always think it's gonna be quick. I think I said it was gonna be quick at the beginning, but then, you know, I end up essentially giving like mini reviews. So I think that is everything that I purchased in the past month or so. Let me know if you've tried any of these products or if you have any questions about them. If you have any suggestions or requests or anything like that about future videos, I would love to hear it. I feel like I was kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel today to come up with something. I wanted to record a video of some sort, but I just didn't really have any great ideas. One thing I am thinking about though, since this is the second or third day that I've done kind of a smoky grayish eye, and since that's kind of on trend at the moment and everybody's talking about kind of smoky colors with the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette, that maybe I would just do kind of a quick demo of using that Bobbi Brown shadow cream stick, cream shadow stick in shadow. How to do like a quick gray smoky eye for fair skin. I don't know, I thought that might be kind of fun. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and commenting. It really does brighten my day when I get those comments and I get to hear from you guys. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. Did I already say that? And I'll see you soon.